Hello, Margie Bryant, and welcome Darren Lomman.
Thank you for coming along.
Who's in the fantastic initiative to end plastic going off into our ocean. Now, we're at the Western Australian Open Day, so we've got to speak above the noise because it's really, really pumping down here.
That's right, yeah. It's the start of the University of Western Australia Open Day.
Which is absolutely awesome, and come on down, folks. But we're talking about ending plastic, Darren, and this initiative is a fantastic initiative. On your T-shirt, by 2050, we want more fish in our ocean than plastic.
Correct, that's
but at
very
the moment,
nice goal.
It is the reverse. It's getting towards the reverse, isn't it?
Yeah, well, here in WA, we all have recycling bins at home. We put our plastic in, but we don't have a single plastic reprocessing plant, which means none of the plastic is actually reprocessed. It's just put on a ship and sent away to countries who do some questionable stuff with our plastic.
So where is it sent to, Darren?
Well, up until recently, China was the biggest importer of plastic. They were bringing in over half of the world's plastic. But as of January this year, they've banned that importation because it's so bad for their environments, creating all this pollution, air pollution from the burning of it, ocean pollution from the dumping. So their government has actually banned that practice.
Great.
Which is good, but it's caused a bit of a problem for us in WA and many countries around the world. If behind us we've got a big pile of plastic bottles, 1,500 bottles. That's how many are getting dumped into our oceans and landfills every second. 1,500 a second. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. And Darren, how long does it take for plastic to break down in the ocean?
Well, the scientists estimate it's somewhere between 450 years and 1,000 years. Plastic was only invented back in the 1950s, so we don't actually even know yet because the plastic hasn't been around long enough for the first ever bit to have broken down yet.
So it's swirling around as a soup, it gets caught in the currents, and it ends up getting into the food chain, and that food chain, like the turtles and the fish and the plankton, all eat that. They think they're full.
Gets smashed up, turned into microplastics. The little fish eat those fish, the bigger fish eat those, and it's worked its way all the way up. We're now getting whales dying because of the amount of plastic in their stomach.
And also we're eating the fish, as in say tuna or whatever we're eating.
Correct.
And that fish is recycling back into us. So there has to be a better way, Darren. There has to be a better way.
Well,
so you were one of the rising stars. What particular award did you win recently?
It's through the WA Business News. They've got the Rising Stars Awards, and we won the Startup Company of the Year through that project.
As you should. So tell us a little bit about this initiative, what you're wanting to do and to achieve.
Yeah, well, what's interesting about plastic? Plastic isn't actually the problem. Plastic's a marvellous material. It's clear, it's light, it's flexible, it's affordable. There's so many, and it's recyclable. There's all these good things about it. The issue is the pollution. It's us as humans. We get this water bottle, we use it for an hour or whatever, and then we throw it away, and it's ending up in our environment, our oceans, our rivers, our landfills, litter on the street, waste incinerators that are burning it. That is terrible. That's what we want to end. We actually just want to reprocess this stuff, shred it down, form it into new products, and effectively end single-use plastic. Because it means that plastic is used over and over and over again. And it's about changing our view. This is not waste. This is a resource. We need to use that resource wisely for the sake of our future generations. Let's not just dig it out of the ground. Fossil fuels, petroleum, turn into plastic, use it once, discard it, and do that again. Let's keep this plastic and put it in a circular economy around and around, over and over again. So that's what we're doing.
Have we got some initiatives? Can we show and demonstrate to our viewers
what some
of the initiatives are?
Our very first product that we're turning these bottles, we're focusing on the bottles in particular.
Yes,
we're
it's a good place to start, Darren.
Oh, there's a lot of them.
A lot of bottles.
We're setting up a plant that can do 300 kilos of these per hour, which is 15,000 bottles per hour, which over the course of a year is 130 million bottles. So that's our starting point. That's just the start.
And a good place to start.
Which over the first 10 years, that's 1.3 billion bottles that are not in our oceans and landfills and all that sort of stuff. So our first product that we're turning these bottles into is this stuff.
Wonderful. And how do we use this and what is it?
This is 3D printer filament. This is the consumable that goes into a 3D printer. So it's a bit like the ink cartridge that goes into a paper printer. This is the cartridge that goes into a 3D printer to print objects made on a 3D printer. So we're focusing really on schools at the moment and getting schools to switch over from using virgin plastics to using recycled filament that's come from bottles.
Fantastic. I bet the schools are loving this.
That's
the
it.
More
and,
the,
we've
more
got
the better.
so many schools. We can't keep up with the schools. We've got more schools that we can service at the moment. It's just phenomenal. And because we're still building the factory, and the schools just want this now. They don't want to wait till the factory's built. So we did one post on Facebook, and we had 160 schools respond to that one post. It's off the charts. Like the kids of WA, like if you think about 2050 and the oceans being full of plastic, that's our kids' ocean. That's not ours. Like we're old. Like we're not going to be swimming in 2050 that much. Like it's really, I've got a 2-year-old daughter. This is about the planet we leave behind for our kids and our grandkids and our future generations.
No doubt about that one, Darren. No doubt about that.
They care, and they're aware. Like the power of social media. Like I've got a 2-year-old daughter that knows that the plastic is killing our animals, and she's distraught by it.
It is.
So.
And Darren, so how can people get involved? So what can they do? How can they reach you?
Yep, so people can find us on Facebook. It's called Green Batch, and people can message us through Facebook and that sort of stuff. Right now we're building our following to show our decision makers out there, our governments, our private philanthropists, that the public cares about this. So the number one thing people can do right now is just come over to Green Batch, follow our page, say you like what we're doing. When we post comments out there, just support it and get the word out there. Most people have
comment on this video and make sure that you reach out to Green Batch and also share it on your particular Facebook page so as many people as possible know about this initiative.
Yeah, it's just most people have no idea. They think this going into a recycling bin means it's going to get recycled. Most people have no idea. We do not have a single plastic reprocessing plant in WA, which means none of this that you, I, or the people reading this or watching this at home have ever put in a recycling bin in WA has been reprocessed in WA, which to me is absolutely disgusting, and it's something we should be ashamed of as a state, and we need to change.
Yeah. And we need not to ship it off to somebody else to make it somebody else's problem.
Well, that's interesting because people like to blame China and Indonesia, and they see the videos of the plastic over there and go, oh, these guys are terrible. We're sending our plastic to them. Like you go sludge through that soupy plastic and you'll find things like Woolworths and Australian spring water on those bottles in that sludge.
Yeah.
We're not so innocent, are we?
And so this is a fantastic initiative. And Darren, any last messages for people at home?
Well, first of all, just reduce the amount of plastic. Like if you don't need to buy this bottle, use a reusable bottle. That's the first thing you can do as an individual. And then we've got to start recycling, because it's not just plastic water bottles. It's everything in your fruit and veg section, your strawberry punnets to your shampoos and your soap bottles. There's thousands of products in our world that are made out of plastic, which at the end of that is not that bad if we collect it, reprocess it, and then turn it back into new products. But we're not doing that. So we've got to do both. We've got to reduce and recycle. We've got to tackle this from both ends of the spectrum.
We can see why you're a rising star, Darren, and thank you very, very much for today's interview.
And we're here at the University of Western Australia Open Day until 4 o'clock.
So come on down, and or if you don't miss that, if you're living internationally, reach out to Green Batch, which is on Facebook, and all sorts of other initiatives, and they also have a website which we will put in the link in the comments below.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Darren. Really appreciate your time. Have an awesome day, and it's pumping down here, so get on down quickly.